Okay, so I am back. So what I'm going to do is I have a spare piece of paper here, and I thought instead of showing it to you in an awkward way, I'm going to swatch sort of similar colors that have been created. So shadow violet light, sub green, actually hooker's green and sub green light next to them, French ultramarine and cobalt blue deep, and then cobalt teal and cobalt sea blue, just to show you the differences, and then also the hematite violet shade and the hematite brown shade. And I thought I'll do it on the paper that these swatches are done, because you know, this is a different paper to this one, so I wanted to have them all on one paper next to each other. So before we do that, I wanted to point out, I don't know, either unique colors or colors that I love. Now, the colors that I love might be the same as unique, but I will point out the top colors. If I had to pick 3 or 5, I would really struggle, because I actually already asked myself, would I be able to minimize it to 5 top favorite out of these 25, and I would struggle. So I won't restrict myself, and I just will tell you my favorite colors from this range are Aquarius Orange, Porous Pink, Misty Morning, Shadow Violet Light, Aquarius Grey, Sub Green Light, Cobalt Sea Blue, Aquarius Cobalt Blue, Burnt Sienna Monte Amiata, Aquarius Brown, Hematite Violet shade, Hematite Brown shade, Lazurite, Lapis Lazuli, Blue Ochre, and then I would say Malachite and Goethite. So quite literally I could select all of them, but if I really sort of try hard to minimize the colors, that's, you know, that's what I have done here. Okay, now if I go through sort of colors being unique, or colors that stand out to me the most, I would say Misty Morning. I have never seen a color like this. Shadow Violet Light, purely because it kind of has a different look to this color here, and I love both of them, but we will swatch them next to each other. Aquarius Grey, because it's a color that I was trying to find across other brands and haven't. I think the Aquarius Cobalt Blue deserves a lot of attention. It's a very pretty color. One day I might compare all of my cobalt blues, sort of on one swatch video. Let me know if you would be interested to see that, because I have a few, so you could see the comparison there. What else? Sap Green Light. Now every brand does sap greens in a different way. Some are more deeper, some have more yellow in there, some have more green in there, and so I feel that this is the perfect sub green in my opinion. So that's again my opinion. What else? Now this color, it reminds me of a color I already have, but if you don't have that color, it's quite unique. And I'll tell you which color that is. It's actually in my, where's my palette here? It's in my autumn palette, and it's similar to Lunar Earth. So it kind of reminds me of that, for it has a very unique way of granulating. Then Hematite Violet shade and Hematite Brown shade, both of them are super unique, very beautiful colors. These are very unique. The Lazurite, Lapis Lazuli and Viviante Blue Ochre. Now these things I have not seen anywhere else, and they are absolutely stunning. Malachite for its own reason, and Goethite. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Glauconite. Glauconite. Also very interesting color. It's like between a dirty ochre and umber type of a color. But yeah, goethite. This one has beautiful granulation with darker particles in there. Okay, so I hope this helped you somewhat. I'm going to give you a little close up now, but I think you should be able to have a few close-ups either in the beginning of the video or the end. I haven't decided yet. And now I'm going to do those swatches right here. So let's go ahead and swatch a couple of things. Okay, so let's start by doing the quinacridone pink next to the quinacridone fuchsia. I'll try to just let a bit of water here. Then next color, I'm going to go ahead and swap the palettes because I might not have enough space. French ultramarine, let's do that one. So I will compare that one to the Cobalt Deep Blue. The paper I'm using here is the Winsor & Newton. I'll try to put the info down here somewhere. Okay, next one, Cobalt Teal. So this one is a more green version to the Cobalt Sea Blue. And I'm thinking, okay, let's do it here. Then what else do we have? We have that Shadow Violet. I'm just going to use the space in between. So this one has an interesting pigment separation. And then let's do sub green. Yeah, I'll do the sub green right here. As I was saying, this is more of a hooker's green, and the hooker's green is more of a sap green in the first load that I purchased, just because it's so vibrant. What else? That's it. So let's go ahead and compare it with these colors. So we have the quinacridone fuchsia now. Then we have the Shadow Violet Light. That was a bit too much. Then we have Cobalt Blue Deep. So you can see immediately it sort of has that milkiness to it, that creaminess that cobalts do, as opposed to the French ochres. Although tonally they're quite similar. Okay, sap green light now. Ooh, I had a little delivery, so I had to run downstairs. I hope it didn't dry in place, but I'm just going to re-wet it. And that's our sap green here. Okay, next one is the cobalt sea blue. I like the name. Yeah, so you can see it's a bluer version. Okay, so let me swatch underneath this one. I want to swatch, actually, so underneath this one I want to swatch the Prizibis Grey, which reminds me quite strongly of Moon Glow. So I'm just going to swatch that as a third color. And then underneath these greens I'm going to swatch what is supposed to be Hooker's Green, which I think I would see more of like a deep sap green. Some brands actually would call it just sap green. So there you go. Let's just dry these a little and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so they're dry now, so let's have a look again. So this is the quinacridone pink, quinacridone fuchsia. They are obviously different, and this one is a lot sort of kind of like brighter. It feels like, you know, opera pink. If you add opera pink to this color, I feel like you'd get here. Then we have the shadow violet from the regular range, and then the new shadow violet light, which is clearly lighter, and it's still has that interesting granulation to it and color separation, pigment separation. Just for fun, I also swatched the Prizibis Grey. Prizibis is a Polish artist, so that's why they called this after him. They kind of, all three of them are in the same sort of family group, I'd say. It almost feels like they were composed with very similar pigments and maybe just changing up. And then as the fourth one, I would add this one here at the bottom. So the nice little family of beautiful granulating separating colors. Then we have French ultramarine from the regular range and cobalt blue deep from the new 25 colors, and they're fairly similar, but you can see that sort of French ultramarine picking through here, and the granulation and things like that are there in the cobalt color. Then we have the sap greens. I really don't know whether this was like a packaging mistake, because like I said, this is so much more reminiscent of a Hooker's green and this of sap green, but they were titled the other way around. So this is sap green and this is Hooker's green. If someone from Jackson's is watching, do let us know if this is the right way or if they're supposed to be reversed, just so we know. Sap green light is it's kind of, now that it has dried, it seems definitely on the lighter side of a sap green, and it has quite a bit of yellow in there, so quite a warm toned sap green. Here it came out, as you can see, on different papers comes out different as always. Here came out more kind of deeper than on this paper. This paper tends to make things look not as deep and vibrant, by the way, and it's not my favorite paper, but I had a scrap of it, so I decided to swatch it out. So yeah, the colors, depending on the paper, can come out a lot brighter. Like I find it, they come here a lot brighter out. Cobalt teal from the regular range, and their new color is cobalt sea blue, which is basically the same but with less green, more blue, so it's kind of more of a blue tint to it, and this one has green. If you would cancel out one or the other, you know, they look fairly similar, but right next to each other they have that difference. And it's great that they added this color, because I love both of them very much. And yeah, so these are the comparisons, and I hope you found it useful. I absolutely love Potter's Pink. I think I mentioned it in the earlier part of the video. It's a very pretty, I might do a video where I swatch out my Potter Pinks. I just ordered another one, and yeah, so I can do that for you. And like I said, blue ochre and lazurite, lapis lazuli, they're just stunning. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. See you soon.